Today we're going to be talking about the Redskins and their...
Sorry I'm late. This week I'm going...
Really?
Am I bothering you?
Are you done now?
Nicole, I need
Better
my
get
coffee.
your coffee.
I need my
Yes.
coffee, Nicole.
Oh, that's what's wrong.
That's the only thing that's out of place in this scenario. This week I'm going old school. I'm going throwback. I'm going trivia. I am the king of trivia. Anything that nobody would ever need to know, I know. And that's what we're doing this week with sports. I've got my throwback Nitschke jersey on.
I see that.
I've got my Vince Lombardi wool coaching cap. And I'm ready to go.
All right, well, let's go
Are
then.
you ready for some sports trivia?
You want to talk about some topics first and then get into the trivia, or?
No. Can you tell me when the last time the Cleveland Browns and the Kansas City Chiefs were both atop the same divisions in their respective conferences? You don't know. I will tell you.
Is it in the modern era or
Well, it was.
or before the merger?
Let's just say it was before I learned how to ride a bicycle.
Long time ago.
Long time, and I didn't learn how to ride a bike till 9. I was a late bloomer. In 1968, the Kansas City Chiefs finished the season 12-2, and the Cleveland Browns were 10-4.
Wow.
Currently, they are both atop their respective divisions. First time since '68.
Did not know that.
Well, there you go. I told you something you didn't know. This is going to be a segment full of stuff you didn't know.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Can you? And we're in the throes of the Major League Baseball playoffs now. American League, National League pennant races. Can you tell me the only teams never to have mascots? The only Major League Baseball teams who do not have mascots.
Like an official mascot?
Yeah.
Well, my first thoughts would be going to the ones that aren't animals. So, I'll throw my wife's team out there, the Yankees.
That's a yes and a no.
Probably the, geez, I know the Pirates do.
Yeah.
Are these current playoff teams?
Yeah, one of them.
Dodgers?
Yes.
I'm doing better than I thought.
You're doing better than you thought. Well, I'll tell you. The only teams without mascots are the Yankees, the Cubs, the Angels, and the Dodgers. The Yankees used to have a mascot. He was called Dandy from 1979 through 1981. He was this big bird with a mustache.
A bird?
A bird. But the Yankee fans decided they didn't like him, so they beat him up. And then the guy didn't want to be the mascot anymore.
I can't imagine why.
Oh, Dandy. We're also kind of in the throngs of the college football season now. Do you know who the first national championship team was in college football?
I have no idea. It's probably one of those Ivy League schools.
It was an Ivy League school. Congratulations. It's Princeton, 1869, and they played 2 games that season and were named national champions.
Just 2 games, huh?
2 games. The other thing I wanted to bring up is that Georgia Tech in 1916 beat Cumberland College 222-0 for the most lopsided sports.
No mercy rule there.
No, there was no rule there. No, 222-0 for the most lopsided victory in college football ever. And while I'm on the topic of football, the third longest, no, I'm going to back up. The longest losing streak in high school football ended this week. A team in Michigan broke a 66-game losing streak dating back 7 years.
That's crazy.
At one time, on a personal, not a personal note, on a community note, Fairbury had the third longest losing streak in the nation, in high school football. And for those of you who remember Paul Harvey, Fairbury made Paul Harvey as having the third longest losing streak.
When was that at?
This would have been back, I think it ran 1981 through about 86. They never won a game.
It's not too far back.
Not too far back. So hey, the Jeffs aren't in danger of that because
That's
they did
true.
win last weekend. But I was all about trivia this week. I'm sorry I stole your thunder. Sorry
That's
I came
just
in
fine.
late. We're rocking over to you now.
All right, my first topic was the Redskins and how they got all this pressure now to change their name, change their mascot.
Sure.
Even ESPN has stopped referring them to as the Washington Redskins. They call them the professional football team from Washington.
That's awesome.
I don't get why everybody's so up in an uproar over this. I mean, even the president weighed in saying that if he was the owner, he would consider changing the name.
And he would also force them all to have mandatory health care coverage.
That's correct. I just don't get what the big uproar is about it. I understand that it could be offensive to some people, but...
Okay, so where do we stop the madness? If I'm a born and bred Southern boy living in the stars and bars South, do I get mad because the New York Yankees are named the Yankees? Does that offend me?
And see, that's what I'm afraid about. You know, if they do this, if they make them change their name, then everybody's going to be out to get every team out there to change their name.
If I'm an atheist, do I want the California Angels to change their baseball team name?
Exactly.
If I belong to the anti-pornography group, am I mad about the South Carolina Gamecocks?
Also on the topic list this week is everybody's favorite baseball player, Alex Rodriguez, is now suing the MLB for his, what do you say, for trying to get him to be forced out of the league for the whole steroids thing.
This actually is a pretty serious topic. Do you know how much he's suing for?
I didn't see.
I think I watched a segment earlier this week about that, and it was a point counterpoint thing. One guy thought it was fair, the other guy said no, it's totally not fair. I do think it's fair because steroid abuse and use in baseball is widespread, and that in itself should carry a fine. But what makes it worse in A-Rod's case is that I think he openly lied, not to say he lied about it, but he tried to stop the investigation on it. He tried to curb that. He really tried to bury that and hamper Major League Baseball's investigation. So I do think that should be stopped.
It's one of those things where a lot of the other players involved in this, Ryan Braun for one, have taken their punishment and accepted it and moved on.
He's the guy from Milwaukee, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
But A-Rod has appealed his suspension and now he's doing this.
What will happen to Ryan Braun? Do you think the Brewers will take him back?
I think so.
Former MVP has to sit out the remainder of the season. And
I think so. I think they'll take him back. Just
so,
like every other team has.
A-Rod, fair, not fair, get rid of him, keep him?
I think he's going to be gone in a few years. I really do.
I think he needs to be gone.
Well, that's our show for this week.
Thank
Thanks
you.
for watching.